This video is for exercises A and B for noun phrases. I'm just going to help you get started so you can see what's expected of you in both of these exercises, and then you can go about your work. So, in noun phrase exercise A, the directions read, complete each diagram sentence by creating a noun phrase that fits. So, you got to use your imagination. You're going to be doing some fiction, writing some fiction, and trying to make noun phrases that fit with what's currently already there. So, um, really, you just have to erase over the blanks as you write. And this first example, essentially, it, this text right here is supposed to go up here in this blank. So what you would do is you would say to yourself, first you would read it. By the age of 18, he had clearly defined his future role, the blank rebel. And of course, you would rack your brain to try to figure out, well, what kind of rebel might he be? And this is an example of your thinking right here. But, all you're going to do is get rid of this part. You don't need it. And that would be it. So I'm just going to go back to where it was. And number one, the teacher knew what to expect from the boy. And I'm just going to be honest, these blanks are a little restrictive because if you thought to yourself, well, the boy is that constant attention-seeking comedian. I mean, obviously that one blank was a little small for these two modifiers here, but look at this noun phrase that modifies boy. We've got a noun determiner, that. That's on our list of noun determiners. We got two modifiers right here, and then the boy's a comedian. We are renaming the boy with this noun phrase that ends with comedian because apparently he is a comedian. So, so the blanks, do the best you can. Here's an example. Scott could not find his favorite footwear, and I was thinking to myself, well, if they were my favorite footwear, they would be his perfectly broken in Air Jordans. And you might stop there and that would be perfectly fine because we are renaming the favorite footwear with the Air Jordans. That's what noun phrases do. His is on the list of noun determiners. Perfectly broken in. Yeah, they didn't. I don't like that unless there's a dash there. His perfectly broken in Air Jordans. And I'm just going to take it a step further just so you realize that the formula is good. Noun determiner, modifiers, noun. But you can also put modifiers on the backside of these noun phrases. So maybe it's something like his perfectly broken in Air Jordans with the black laces. And this whole phrase right here renames or makes more specific the footwear in this case. So it's a pretty good noun phrase. I'll delete it before you fall in love with it and can't think of anything else. But look, yeah, I mean, all this was kind of messy. It wasn't even exactly, what was intended. But as long as you're not taking the easy way out and, really trying to make good phrases, I'm fine with not following suit with these blanks perfectly. It's impossible. It's too restricting. So that's what exercise A looks like. Exercise B is challenging. Here's what you're being asked to do. It says you need to construct a total of 5 sentences for this exercise. Use the underlined word in the base clause. So in this example, car is the underlined word. It's got to be in your base clause. And then you pick 2 or 3 words that follow and turn them into the head words of noun phrases. So in this case, you're given car, that's got to be in your base clause, and then you get body, engine, trim, color, model, power, lights, wheels, carburetor, all at the all together. And you only need a couple of them, so that in this case, Could be true that Michael described his friend's new car. So we've got a base clause right here that uses the word car, which is part of the directions. And then we've got noun phrases that rename or make specific that car, the sleek low body, its 4-barrel carburetor. This is an example of two. Like you would only have to do one, but this example is offering you two, as in Sue drew a picture of her ideal car. The vivid exterior color, the contrasting interior trim, the 4 brightly shining alloy wheels, and all those things are on there. There's the wheels, there's the trim, there's the color. So I think what you're going to find is that a number of these end up in the final position. Not all of them, but a number of them. This might take a little while, but I do want to offer you two good examples here. And I thought of these ahead of time only because it would take too long for you to watch me like really struggle to figure out what to write. But I thought, well, if I have to use the word everything in the base clause, and you get skiers, fish, rocks, cans, tires, boats, ducks, swimmers. First thing that came to mind was something like little Sarah recounted for grandma everything from today's boat ride. Not boat ride, but boat ride. That doesn't need to be bold. It's just going to take up too much space. And now, everything from today's boat ride would include, these are all in the final position. The talented, no-handed skier. You ever see those guys? They just like surf in the wake behind the boat. It's pretty cool. The funny boat with the steering wheel on the second floor. Even though I'm using the word and, this is not a list. These are 3 separate free modifier noun phrases. And especially the cute little ducks she fed the breadcrumbs to. Little Sarah recounted for Grandma everything from from today's boat ride. The talented no-handed skier, the funny boat with the steering wheel on the second floor, and especially the cute little ducks she fed the breadcrumbs to. So we've got 3 noun phrases right here. Not very original. Look at this. The as a noun determiner, the as a noun determiner, the as a noun determiner. I mean, the phrases are pretty good. It's just not a lot of originality in the use of the noun determiners. So what I use, skier, boat, and look at boats on the list here. I turned it into boat, the funny boat, and then look at all these modifiers after the noun. That's not necessarily reflected in noun determiner modifiers noun, but there are certainly lots of ways to do that. We've got a noun determiner, a modifier, a noun, and then bang, a whole bunch more modifiers on the backside of this noun phrase. Here's another one. This one's got a bunch in the medial position because that's possible as well. So here's my base clause. I gotta use the word clutter. The desk clutter. I'm gonna go with 3 interruptions here. comma, slash, comma, slash, comma, slash, comma. So 3 interruptions. Clutter is the subject of my base clause. The desk clutter made Maggie's schoolwork difficult to manage. Period. Because the interruptions are all in the medial position. So consider this. The 2 enormous textbooks. That's a 2 slash, by the way, not a 2 dot. Yeah, I know, these take a long time. They don't like textbooks as 2 words, huh? I guess it's 1 word. The 17-inch, by the way, I thought of these beforehand, so don't think these are just like coming to me right away. I cheated a little bit. This says computer. I turned it into laptop, but essentially the same thing. And again, you know, I'm not making a list here. These are all separate noun phrases. And the pile of unorganized papers. So all the punctuation is in the base clause. So you get the desk clutter, the 2 enormous textbooks, the 17-inch Dell laptop, and the pile of unorganized papers made Maggie's schoolwork difficult to manage. So you look, you get the subject and you get bang, 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 3 interruptions that are all noun phrases that modify clutter, and then it takes a long time to get back to the verb. But if you read it correctly and to take the time to emphasize the subject and then emphasize the verb, it's easier for the reader to follow along, and for you as the reader to follow along. The desk clutter, the 2 enormous textbooks, the 17-inch Dell laptop, and the pile of unorganized papers made Maggie's schoolwork difficult to manage. So this one's going to take you a little while longer. There's a lot of creation here that needs to happen. But those are 2 good examples of what you're being asked to do. There's clutter. Clutter's in my base clause. Textbooks. There's books. Laptop. There's computer. It's pretty close. And then I did follow the rules here because there's paper. And there's paper. So, and that's it. That's exercise B. So there's exercises A and B. Sorry that the video was this long, but it's kind of hard to do the exercises without seeing some examples. So I hope they helped.